What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 513 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and back with me this week after a week off. Did a solo episode last week due to me coming back from Virginia, but he's back from the Pitts Cave over there in Boston, Massachusetts. The host with the most, the people's champ, Patty Pitts.
What's poppin', my peeps? Good to be back in the underground. I got my Phillies MLB stream in front of me. I'm ready to talk Philly sports right now. So we got wrestling here, baseball here. So we got all our bases covered. You know, we'll play on words there.
I see what you did there. We're going to dive into the Phils. We're going to dive into the Sixers getting a massive, massive win over the Milwaukee Bucks on national television. We might just lay rest to an organization in Philadelphia and their stature as a core four sport following the NHL trade deadline and the happenings there, and how everybody is finally taking off the blinders and realizing that the Philadelphia Flyers are just a disgrace right now and absolutely dead. And we'll dive into just whatever the hell comes to mind. But before we get started, make sure you guys are following us at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI. Follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and on Instagram at Pitsy35. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It does go a long way for helping the show continue to grow, helps more people figure out what we're doing here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. Let's get those 5-star reviews pumping. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's where you get full video episodes of every show on our network, including our brand new F1 podcast, F1 Underground. Their first episode came out earlier this week. They did a phenomenal job covering the Bahrain GP this morning, and you'll hear all about that, I'm sure, on their episode that comes out this week. Casey and Owen Libertor, go check out everything they're doing. It's been a rousing success since we announced they're going full-blown content with our F1 brand, so go check that out as well. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. And big thank you to our sponsors who make this show happen: Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland, and of course, our kick-ass, awesome merch partners over at PHI Apparel Company. They're the best in the game, and there's no doubt in our minds, guys, that when you're rocking your merch, you are going to stand out in the crowd, whether it's at your favorite stadium, at the bar, wherever it may be. Pitsy, I'm sure you're still loving that merch that you ordered.
Oh, I wore it the other day on the wrestling pod on Pitts and Sarah's wrestling show. I wore my underground sweatshirt, and our loving CFO or CEO Marge gave me a like on the post because she saw me repping it. So, you know, I'll rep that shit everywhere. I rep that shit anywhere and everywhere.
It is the most comfortable merch I've ever purchased. Hoodies, shirts, official Underground Sports Philadelphia merch on there as well. And they're going to be part of our live tailgate series that we will have early details on Wednesday's show. Gonna put that out there. Early details, Wednesday show, but April 8th, you guys already know that's the date. We've known that since October. That is the first one. So go get your merch, and when you go to check out at phiapparel.co, our listeners, you guys can use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any and all merch. That's code UNDERGROUND for 10% off at phiapparel.co. Pitsy, what's poppin', my man?
Not a whole lot. You know, we're just grinding that fish biz, getting our feet wet there. And then, I'm not kidding, after the NFL season came to an end, and grind on the wrestling. You know, it's WrestleMania season. I'm going to Raw tomorrow night. We have AEW's pay-per-view tonight. So we've been really getting into all the wrestling content and immersing myself in that community. So I've been doing the WrestleMania watch along, and so people are asking me like, "What have you been up to?" and all this, and I'm like, I legitimately have just been watching wrestling this entire time, and then keeping up with the Sox as well. I mean, we got baseball spring training, and so I've been keeping up a little bit with that just to get back in there a little bit, because I do want to make this season of baseball the one that gets me full into it again, where I'm following along. I know the players again and all that. So we've been in the grind mode, we'll say.
We got the WBC on deck this week, which we'll get into as well. We'll get into spring training baseball, but I totally forgot. We got to start the episode off with this because it is right up your alley of content, your alley of just like shenanigans. This crossed my timeline yesterday, and it was just too funny to not laugh at. Dave Szymborski, he is the head baseball writer. He's the senior writer for Fangraphs, ESPN. He's a contributor there. Does a lot of baseball stuff, to put it simply. And this segment, it's brought to you by our good friends over at Kenwood Beer, because you're gonna feel like you're cracking open a nice cold Kenny when I read you what we're about to be diving into responsibly, of course.
Responsibly.
You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, the official beer of Underground Sports Philadelphia, and use the Kenny tracker to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia area. You can also get it at your local liquor store, and if you're in the Eastern Pennsylvania area, you can get it at your local Home Goods. You got to be 21 or older to do so, and of course, guys, please drink responsibly. Use that Kenny tracker; it's so helpful, and the dots are inching closer and closer every day to New Jersey, so that's also very exciting. But Pitsy, Dan Szymborski, for the fourth consecutive season, he tweeted this yesterday afternoon, yesterday being Saturday. I had AI create a motto for every MLB team. AI being artificial intelligence, not
That's
the
so
answer,
funny.
Allen Iverson. I have the list of the mottos from 2020 to 2022, if you want to start with those, or if you want to start with 2023. I have 2023's list as well.
Let's have 20. We got to set the stage here. So I think you got to start with the early ones.
So let's start with 2020. Here we go. This is all in alphabetical order for the people.
Okay.
The Arizona Diamondbacks, which if you're watching on YouTube, that's on Pitsy's hat right now. As the cactus turns.
Okay. I mean, yeah. It's a good one.
The Atlanta Braves. You must be this tall to ride.
Yeah.
This one might make you fall out of your seat because it's one of your division rivals, the Baltimore Orioles. Champions of the past.
It's all they talk about is those memories. Those memories. You can talk about them. They're not bringing them back. I'll tell you that.
The Boston Red Sox of 2020. We are exist.
That is such a good. I don't even know who the head coach was that year or the manager, whatever. So,
The Chicago Cubs. Wise men of the present.
okay.
That's going to be in the for whatever reason Passion of the Christ sequel featuring the Chicago Cubs, the wise men of the present.
Jeez.
The Chicago White Sox, wild voodoo of the future.
Okay.
Chicago's all about the present and the future.
They're all about
apparently.
they're not about the past. They're not Baltimore.
The Cincinnati Reds, worry is a waste of time.
It really is with the Reds. Just we'll figure it out.
The Cleveland, at the time they were the Cleveland Indians, but the Guardians. As above, so below.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they felt. That is a good way to describe them.
The Colorado Rockies, giddy ups and busts.
Yep. That's a good way to sum up their 2020.
The Detroit Tigers, die with grace.
That would, yeah, Grace, I don't know if it was in their vocabulary.
That sounds like it would be on the front of a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
That would be a sick Grateful Dead t-shirt to have.
The Houston Astros in 2020, bit by the bloomin' bug.
Bloomin'?
Hey, I mean, it was 2020. It was a bug.
Yeah, that's true.
Kansas City Royals, Slayers of the Sun.
Nice.
The Los Angeles Angels, the greatest team in the game.
Are the greatest team? Yeah, because they are, but they don't have. They don't
team.
like.
They
They
have the
have the
players.
stars, but they can't win. It makes no sense.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, the Rollin' Rogues.
Yeah, they're
Makes
rolling
sense
in
that the only time that team could win a championship was in the Mickey Mouse 2020 season.
I mean, Disneyland is not far away.
The Miami Marlins, money, power, and pride.
Do they really have pride? Or did they? I don't know.
The Milwaukee Brewers, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Twins, next stop destination.
Yeah.
It's a couple years too early, but Carlos Correa. Lil Mets.
He went to the Mets. He went to this. He went there. He went everywhere.
New York Mets. Lol Mets. No, that was not their saying, but how funny would that be? It was actually how fearless won this world.
They are a fearless team. They don't care if they win or lose. They're gonna play.
The New York Yankees. Red Hots.
What was 20? Would that make sense for 2020?
I forget what the Yankees did in 2020. Such a weird season.
That's what I wasn't really there for 2020.
The Oakland Athletics, mightiest in the West.
Really? Are they?
No.
No. Not
The Philadelphia Phillies, orange and black. Wrong team, guys.
wrong team. That is wrong team.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, a word for the girls. The San Diego Padres, the rhythm is going to get you.
The rhythm got them.
And in 2022, that's what's in.
That's what's in.
The San Francisco Giants, we play the game, you spend the cash.
Yeah, they're not spending anything.
The Seattle Mariners, I am here to change you, mofo.
They need that's a good. I would like that. They need some change, and they're doing it.
The St. Louis Cardinals, little princes of the ball.
Yeah, but they're not kings. They're princes.
The Tampa Bay Rays, we are Rays.
We
are Rays.
We are Rays. We are Rays.
Bump, bum. The Texas Rangers, Rangers two-step.
Okay.
The Toronto Blue Jays, I have one baseball logo and refuse to change it.
That is so true. They're sticking to it. It's like that dude who has a peanut butter sandwich every day for lunch. He's not changing, even on Fridays.
And then the Washington Nationals, the nation's team.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Sure.
So that was 2020. 2021. I'm sorry. I read those out of order. The ones we just went through was 2022.
Okay.
2020. The Angels. Come on over.
Come on over.
The Astros. Keep an eye. The Athletics. Feel ya, baby. The Blue Jays. They can't all be winners. The Braves. See the light at the end of the tunnel. The Brewers. Come out and party with the whole squad. The Cardinals. Come on, it's not too late. The Cubs. We want to help. The Diamondbacks. You might as well have had a kid. I guess their season was that painful.
That was painful. That's
the
tough.
Dodgers. Get to know the Stros for real. That makes a lot of sense. They played them in the World Series.
That makes sense.
The Giants, the most American of baseball teams. The team in Cleveland. Let's not forget what we have.
Let's not forget they had a decent team. They have good guys.
The Mariners, you've got the game on. The Marlins.
You did.
You can't keep a good Expos fan down.
That's awesome.
The Mets. You can have the beer, but we're not giving you the baseball.
That's good. That's good. I like
The
that.
Nationals. It's baseball, yo.
That's not in. That's not what's in.
The Orioles. Here's to your future.
Is it?
The Padres. The Padres don't have to do this.
They don't. They didn't. They didn't have to do it.
The Phillies in 2020. It's time to hit the road. That's exactly what they did.
That's a yeah. Okay.
The
Good.
Pirates. We're the Pirates, bro.
Yeah, I feel like they need to reintroduce themselves.
The 2020 Rangers. Come back to haunt you.
Was I forget what they did in 2020.
The 2020 Rays. If you really want to know. Want to know what, Tampa Bay? Finish the sentence.
Yeah, that's what. Like I was literally waiting for you to punchline.
The 2020 Red Sox. It's your team.
It wasn't though. It was nobody's team in 2020. All right.
The
I could
2020
not tell you
Reds.
the manager.
The 2020 Reds. That's your ticket to your first ball game.
Tough.
The Rockies. Be an ambassador for the Rockies.
They just want anyone. They just want any fan.
The Royals. We've had a rough go.
They've had a rough go past 3 seasons.
The Tigers. You get to be here and get to experience. That's just simply not true, Detroit.
What are we experiencing? Pain?
The Twins.
Downfall?
Stay tuned.
We're on the up and up. Cray is coming.
The White Sox. See? We know we don't deserve it.
That's honesty right there. That's just transparency right there.
The 2020 Yankees. Keep the champagne on ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next up, 2021. We'll go in reverse order here. The Nationals. We made it this far.
Yeah.
Wait,
did they win in 2021?
2019. Braves won in 2021.
Okay.
The Toronto Blue Jays. Chomping trees for your pleasure. The Texas Rangers. Still here, aren't we all?
They were still there. They're there. Ron Washington's still head coach, right? Or manager?
No. He is
a couple
the
years behind.
third base or the bench coach for the Braves.
Braves. That's what I know. I saw him on a clip the other day. Talking about spring training.
The Tampa Bay Rays. If the wings fall, we float on. All I can think of is the Modest Mouse song.
Yes. Float on.
Float again.
Float on.
I say you don't know. Modest Mouse.
God.
Modest Mouse was the biggest disappointment live I think I've ever experienced.
Really? Really? I feel like that'd be pretty decent. Like, not great, but it was a good show. I feel like that's what
they were pretty disappointing.
That's sad. That upsets me.
Granted, it was at a festival, so it wasn't full-blown just their concert, but nonetheless.
But still, a festival is where they would hit, though, because they have, like, 2 or 3 good songs, and that's what you want to play at a festival.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
That's nice.
The St. Louis Cardinals. Red, red, right. Black and blue. The San Francisco Giants. Or, I'm sorry, the Seattle Mariners. In the jungle, a pigeon taps his heel. The San Francisco Giants. The blue oval. The San Diego Padres. We've been in it before. No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
really haven't.
The Pittsburgh Pirates. Fit for a queen.
I don't get that one.
I wish I would have known this one with the Phillies back then because I would have put it on a shirt. Stop the chaos now.
That's a good one. I like that.
The Oakland A's. Sleep well, pie guys. The New York Yankees. Go tanning. The New York Mets. It's a beautiful day to be alive.
Is it? If you're a Mets fan, is it?
The Minnesota Twins. It's funny I said it that way because their motto is the peculiar twang of old Minnesota.
That's very Minnesota. What you just said.
The Milwaukee Brewers. Help wanted.
Yeah, that's perfect. Describes them.
The Miami Marlins. Excitement of the living dead.
Yikes.
The LA Dodgers. The blue wave of assorted madness.
Okay.
The LA Angels. You think you're funny?
That's it.
The Kansas City Royals. Start your engines.
Oh, okay.
The Houston Astros. Bebop Lula so loud.
That's gibberish. That is straight gibberish.
The Detroit Tigers. Attack, attack, attack. Sounds like an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, just fucking
Blue Eyes White Dragon, attack, attack, attack.
There's like the anime scene in the back. Oh, that's incredible.
It should have been me,
Should
not
have been-
him.
Not him. Should have been me.
It's not fair. That's one of the best reaction Twitter videos ever.
All-time clip. That is an all-time clip.
The Colorado Rockies. The latest hairdo in town.
Oh yeah, didn't they have something like that?
The Cleveland Guardians. Get your dirty hands off our gloves. Should have been 2020.
Should have been 2020.
The Cincinnati Reds. Them's fighting neutrals.
Okay.
The Chicago White Sox. It takes bravery to be a buckaroo.
It does.
Chicago Cubs. Heart of the incoming swarm.
Jeez. Sounds like a book.
Now, I have to ask you this before I read the Red Sox. Is Utica a city in Massachusetts?
No, Utica's Buffalo is up in New York.
Okay.
Burn Utica to the ground.
Boston Red Sox. Come on, you little Utica hillbillies.
Yeah, because it's just like random people that year. That was just random. Like, I didn't know anyone except for like the big names that year. Because we were coming back from what's his face was the manager. I'm going to find out the name of that manager. And then Cora came back.
Yeah. The Baltimore Orioles. All in for May.
Yeah, that's.
The Atlanta Braves. Who we are, who will be.
Tried and true. Yeah.
And
That's
then the Arizona Diamondbacks. Love is the game.
Ugh. Diamondbacks are so sad. They're just sad.
Great stadium, though.
Great stadium. That's the thing. They have a great stadium. It's Arizona, so like you always got warm weather for baseball. I don't know. Why are you not getting the names? I don't know.
So here we go. The 2023 AI created slogans from Dan Szymborski.
This year.
The Arizona Diamondbacks. You got to beat them or you can't.
All right, they'll be around. They'll be around.
The Atlanta Braves. My heart goes a little gangsta.
They got a little swag to them this year.
It's a good saying just for the city of Atlanta in general.
It is.
Atlanta hip-hop scene and everything. That's such a good saying.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Orioles. There's no me in strikeout.
I mean, there is an I, but that's semantics.
It's actually a K. We actually have some skin in the game with the Orioles now. Cole Irvin now in the Baltimore Oriole.
Is he really? I didn't know that. Okay. All right, good to know.
This one's good for the Red Sox. Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder.
Damn right. Damn right. And you know what beer we're drinking? The official beer
Kenny's.
of the Boston. Yes, Kenny's. Kenny's.
The official beer of Patty Pitts' Boston Red Sox Renaissance, Kenwood Beer.
You give me a Kenny, I will put it directly down my throat.
Right in the beer holder.
Right here. That's where I want my Kenny. Right here.
Chicago Cubs. Through pain, we gain. freedom.
That's so true. That is such a good way to describe the Cubs.
The Chicago White Sox, forever or possibly something less.
Yeah, I don't hear anything about the White Sox.
Cincinnati Reds. You said we were going to the beach. The Cleveland Guardians. Gonads, goats, and loans. Goats and loans. Goats and loans. I gotta get me my goats and loans. The gonad, the goats.
Maria, the
Colorado.
I can sing that whole song.
Such a good one.
Song. That's a classic.
The Colorado Rockies. It's going to be beautiful or maybe acceptable.
That's a great outlook for your season. Acceptable. Do you want to have an acceptable season?
The Detroit Tigers. Doubling down on midnight. Sounds like an album name.
That does sound like an album name.
Sounds like a Taylor Swift album.
Double Down on Midnight. Or like a heavy rock one. I'm going more heavy rock.
The Astros one is just hilarious. Good luck, fuckers.
Yeah. I fucking hate the Astros so much. Yeah, good luck, fucker. That's exactly what I would say to them this season. If like someone asks, like, what is one thing you want to say to the Astros this season to wish them luck? Well, good luck, fuckers. That's what I would say. That's hilarious.
The Kansas City Royals believing in the blue warily.
I don't believe in that blue.
The Los Angeles Angels, testaments to the boom times to come.
Like, I have no faith for the Angels this year. I have no faith.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, let the great unwashed wallow in its squalor.
That's too wordy for me.
The Miami Marlins, greatest show on 8 bits.
Nice.
The Minnesota Twins, outstanding stories of day-to-day experience.
I mean, I want to know what's going on in the trainer's room.
Okay, the Brewers might have the Astros beat a little bit. We build the block. We sell the block. We fucking rule the block.
I am the block. I am the block.
The New York Mets. This ain't Broadway anymore.
I think it. You know what? It may not be because the Mets might not put on a show this year. So that's a good way to describe them.
The New York Yankees playing the hipster bats.
They really are. They're just catering to the hipsters and their bats. I hate Mike Stanton.
The Oakland Athletics. Hitting is for suckers.
Yeah, no one likes hitting in Oakland.
The Phillies one is great. It's probably going to be on a shirt soon at phiapparel.co. This team is awesome, and we have the scanned documents to prove it.
That's a very good way to describe the Phillies this year. We have the documents to prove that our team can compete.
This team is awesome. I have the documents to prove it.
I have it. Here we go. It's on paper. It's a good team.
The Pittsburgh Pirates. This side of sadness.
I know, especially because Rich Hill's career is going to die there. Like, that's where he's going to finish out his career is in fucking Pittsburgh. That's so sad. Oh.
He'll get traded by the deadline.
He better. Back to Boston.
The San Diego Padres. Welcome to hell and like it.
Yeah.
That's what Padres fans say to Red Sox fans.
You know what? Rude. All right.
Am I wrong?
I don't like how Xander left and went to the fucking Padres.
And Don Orsillo.
And yeah, first that was I don't know what you know what that's a good question to ask Boston fans, like Sox fans. What hurt most leaving to the Padres? Is it Don Orsillo? That's a good poll for Twitter. I'm making that right now.
The San Francisco Giants. This team is highly compatible with booze.
For who? What team?
The Giants.
Yeah. That booze.
The Seattle Mariners. Mind your head and let your feet be your weapons.
Gotta be fast. Shout out Ichiro.
St. Louis Cardinals. This is our team. Make no mistakes, Gumshoe.
I don't know what gumshoe is.
The Tampa Bay Rays. This club is so busy winning that they don't need you.
They don't need fans. Who wants to go and sit and watch a Rays game? They don't care. They're going to play.
The Texas Rangers. If it ain't broke, what do you want us to do about it?
Exactly. Consistency.
The Toronto Blue Jays. 'Twas fun before the rending.
It was. They had a good run.
The Washington Nationals. In the Naders we trust.
That's good. I like
Very,
that one.
very funny stuff.
I like that one. That was a good little segment there. I like that.
Very funny stuff.
Some t-shirt worthy slogans too.
Yes.
I will say.
Shout out Dan Szymborski. But Pitts, the Phils are in spring training. Kyle Schwarber's mashing.
Schwarber bombs.
It's crazy to think like Schwarber was a core part of that Cubs team. Came up as a catcher and won a World Series there. And Kyle Schwarber's still only 30.
That is crazy. He's only 30. I feel like it'd be, 35, 36, in that range.
Well, let's not push it that far.
I think he'd be mid-30s.
But he just turned 30 today as we record this. I thought he was like 32. 35,
Yeah.
36 is a little old. That's like...
Well, I'm saying like mid, so 34 to 36.
And if we would have given him a 4-year contract at that, I would have had a heart attack.
Exactly. So we're happy he's 30.
But just turned 30, hit a bomb of a birthday bash today. And the Phillies playing into the Trey memes. Posted pictures of Trey Turner and said, "My name's Trey. I got a baseball game today.
I got a baseball game today.
My name's Trey. I played a baseball game today."
Shortstop. I got cleat game.
Last few games that these Phils will be playing with the team until late spring training or early season because of the World Baseball Classic.
Starts.
Only issue I have right now with the Phils is they won't give an update on Andrew Painter and his elbow. This happened on Wednesday. He pitched and he experienced some tenderness in the elbow, and that more information was expected on Saturday, and there's just no results yet. That just makes my gut sink into my asshole.
That's tough. Yeah, that is really tough news, especially. Is he one of those guys supposed to be?
He's our blue chip prospect. He's the 19-year-old that's the size of Randy Johnson. He's 6'7".
Okay.
And has a legit shot to make the opening day roster.
Wait, I think we talked about him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this topic. Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, I know you do want to keep things in-house and you don't want things to leak, especially with nowadays, but I think an update like that, at least, that he's working towards something, give an update towards that at least, just to get the fans' worries away. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's a bummer. But World Baseball Classic on deck, Pitsy.
I'm so
How
excited.
pumped are you?
Go DR. I know I bleed red, white, and blue, but those colors are also for the Dominican Republic. República Dominicana. Hey.
Well, I have some bad news for your DR squad.
No.
They lost a big bat in the lineup due to an injury. Vladdy Jr. has withdrawn from the World Baseball Classic.
That's so sad. I want to see him hit absolute nuke. Oh, that's brutal. That's sad. That's sad. But who else we got? Isn't Juan Soto? I'm looking at this roster.
I mean, their roster is
fucking loaded
from top to bottom. Nationals infielder Jaimir Candelario will replace Vladdy Jr. I mean, their entire roster is just ridiculous.
Man, he all right, we're pitchers right now. Yeah, I want to see infielders. Cano, Devers, Wander Franco, Manny Machado, Gene Segura,
Willie
Juan
Adames.
Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Nelson Cruz. Yeah, this team will be fine.
Jeremy
This team-
Pena, Ketel Marte,
This team will be fine.
Gary Sanchez, Francisco Mejia,
Yeah, we're gonna
Julio
be fine.
Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Eloy Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez. They're going to be nasty still. And
They're gonna be
that's
fine.
not even naming their pitcher. Sandy Alcantara,
He's
Johnny
good.
Cueto, Enel De Los Santos, Hector
Filthy.
Neris, Gregory Soto. They got some pitching. Not a lot of starting pitching. They got a lot of bullpen pitching, but they're going to be formidable, and they're going to be nasty. First game is on Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Very excited about that. I'm very excited to watch that into falling asleep, get it going. I'm pumped.
Cuba and the Netherlands.
That should be a good game too. That'll be a good game. The Netherlands are always good. Dutch are always at least decent.
And that plays into an early morning on March 8th. We've got Panama versus Chinese Taipei at 6 a.m. Eastern Time.
We'll be just going into work.
Followed by 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Australia versus Korea.
That's such a big gap in games, but okay.
And then 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Panama versus the Netherlands.
Well, Netherlands got 2 games right in a row.
And then March 9th, 5 a.m. Eastern Time, China versus Japan.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
6 a.m., Italy versus Cuba.
Okay.
10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Czech Republic versus China. And then 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, get your popcorn ready, Cuba versus Panama.
Panama! Let's go. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a very good game.
Yeah. The other games, so then March 10th, that is pretty much the rest of that bracket. Then March 11th, we get into the USA-friendly games that will be played in the U.S., so the times will be a little better. We've got Saturday, load up. We got baseball from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. on TV. Get ready. This is Saturday, March 11th. Czech Republic at Japan. Netherlands at Chinese Taipei. Nicaragua at Puerto Rico at noon. Colombia at Mexico at 2:30. And then we go to the nightcap. Dominican Republic at Venezuela, 7 p.m. prime time. 9 p.m. we got Great Britain at the U.S. Then we got Czech Republic at Korea at 10 p.m. and Chinese Taipei at Cuba at 11 p.m.
Those are good games. That's a lot of baseball right at us. Those are gonna be like, that's the thing, is what it does right now is, I mean, would it get in the way of March Madness? And like, there's not a lot of like other sports on right now, so I feel like it gives
Not really.
bars. I'm thinking like the fans something to watch. Like there's gonna be shit on to watch, which is perfect, and it's a good transition into the season.
100%. And I think the championship game is March 21st. So it's like right after. So we'll have the first weekend of March Madness and World Baseball Classic.
Oh, that's good though. That's a good little like shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a shift there. And I feel like we need the World Baseball Classic right now. After like with all this testing, different tournaments and stuff to do, whether it's in season, out of season, just to showcase talent. I think it's a brilliant thing to do right now because everyone wants to cover something.
What have you made of the pitch clock? I know the clips have been surfacing
right.
everywhere. Shout out Pitching Ninja.
Dude, the pitch clock might save baseball. It really might. Like, and I say this as a baseball standard. Like, I'm like, as someone who sees the sport kind of dying in a way. I mean, look at the lacrosse coverage we have here for Underground. We have more lacrosse coverage than baseball coverage, and that makes sense because baseball does not know how to evolve. We've seen games right now evolve from football, basketball, even hockey is doing something. You know, baseball is falling behind in that way because it's too slow. I mean, if my dad, who's pushing 70, is saying that he doesn't have time to sit and watch a baseball game, that's a problem because that's basically your number one viewer. And to have the pitch clock, to have, moments like that, it really gets you going. It's a different time period right now. Like baseball would have fit back in the 80s, 70s, where time moved a little bit slower. It wasn't immediate stuff with all this social media right now. Like you want things done, and it really will put a cap. And I think it will make baseball more watchable for the casual fan who's just, fan of their home team. It'll get them to watch and be like, oh, well, this is a pitch clock. This game's going by. It'll change their perspective and perception of baseball, which is exactly what you need to do right now if you're the MLB.
Yeah, there's been a lot of banter and discussion of the pitch clock and everything. Like there was an inning that Max Scherzer finished the inning in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, like that's perfect. You want that though. Like there's no need for an inning to go an hour anymore. Unless there's 10 runs being scored, but how often does that happen? It felt like, I just from my experience with Red Sox Yankees, you could watch a Red Sox Yankee game, it'd be 5 hours. And you go through 3 innings and it was an hour and a half because of just, the game. There was no, set time. Now it pushes along. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of the pitch clock.
I am going to miss some of the moments that no pitch clock baseball delivered, though. Like, for example, Bedlam at the Bank, swing of his life, Bryce Harper, doesn't happen with the pitch clock. The amount of time and the fanfare of him walking up to the batter's box and getting set and everything, like, that doesn't happen if there's a pitch clock in place. And, like, I'm one of the baseball sickos that enjoys a long game and can sit and watch the Pittsburgh Pirates play the Oakland A's at 10 p.m. Eastern time and be happy as a clam.
Yeah,
but I understand the want and the need for speeding up baseball, and we'll see how it, works in the regular season. And I'm just curious what it's going to do to statistics for baseball. How does it impact strikeouts? How does it impact walks? How does it impact, home runs with guys who like don't have time to kind of like set themselves up per se, and you got to move quickly. How does it impact home runs given up by pitchers? And I think the big thing to take away from the pitch clock and everything is that stolen bases are going to go way up in 2023.
Really? I would think it would go down because it's too, like,
if somebody gets on base, I think you can only throw over X amount of times now with the pitch clock.
Oh, it's two. You can only throw twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you can't just do this back and forth, like throwing a first base, throwing a second base type of shit. That I think that was like one of the more annoying things in baseball, no matter if it was your team doing it or the other team, like having to sit and wait for a pitcher to like finally decide to throw the ball forward was like, come on, buddy. Like
that's what it's going to eliminate. And that's where you have a lot of people like, all right, dude, like how long does it take to throw a ball? And I know that pitchers got to get in their way and you got to get in the zone and all that, but you can't be doing that every single time. It just defeats the purpose of it. And you don't see that in any other sport. And that's what's causing your game to die out a little bit. So I'm all for the pitch clock. I think it will bring us moments like, the game's not going to end in a tie, but pitch clock went off. Batter thought he had a walk, and I'm like, no, you're good. You're called out. It's a strikeout. Like, it's going to bring moments like that, which baseball needs. You need some new, fresh moments that get eyes on your social media pages, viewers on your sites, so that you are just getting that traction and viewership that you just have not been getting over the past 5-10 years.
Yeah. But I am just intrigued to see what the pitch clock does and these new rules do for statistics in baseball.
It's going to be
as a fantasy baseball player myself.
Ooh, yes.
I'm intrigued to see what that does there. But Pitts, I think it's time to lay to rest the orange and black.
Let's do it. You know, I'm not a fan of this organization at all as the outsider here. So anytime that the fact we're going to do this is a real treat. So thank you.
The paper bags are back at the Wells Fargo Center tonight.
Good.
This team is, and I do got to be kind of careful here because, you know, the other team that the ownership group owns, we have a very good relationship with. But, like, the Flyers, like, the front office of the Flyers is a little bit different than most of the teams in Philadelphia. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of different. They just seem like they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an issue. This team is truly just, like, self-sabotaging itself. And I didn't understand the moves at the trade deadline. There's a blue chip prospect in this year's draft. If you're the Flyers, why are you not just taking whatever anybody offers you, blowing the team up, and give yourself the best possible opportunity to draft this blue chip player?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, right now the Flyers are winning 2-1 against the Red Wings. Of course
they are.
But, like, why would you not just go full-blown tank and make sure that you are giving yourself the best odds to draft one of the biggest blue chip players in recent memory?
And if I'm correct, they traded JVR, right? That's who they didn't trade?
Nope.
Oh, you could have got a lot for him. And it's been like, I don't know. It's one of those teams where you just gotta steer into the skid of tanking, and it's gonna suck. But the outcome of getting a guy like that, a prospect who can change a franchise around in a season or two, why wouldn't you be all in on making that happen? I've never been a fan of the Flyers myself, but I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Like, this team just, like, I haven't thought about the Flyers in over a year. You know, I've just been shown things and, like, seen clips about people complaining about it on Twitter. Like, the Flyers don't even come into my orbit anymore. My top four Philadelphia teams, no order, are the Phillies, the Eagles, the Sixers, and the Union. Like,
yeah.
The Flyers bring me no joy. They don't deliver a quality product. The team seems to not care about
anything. And isn't that the worst? When the team feels like they don't care? And I've seen that happen with a lot of my Boston teams, is that you know that their heart's not in it. And they're just, we're going to punt it till next season. And there's no action now to even improve and set yourself up for that big moment in the next season. That's the worst. And to be at that point as a fan, I mean, I will say I do have, empathy for Flyers fans out there who are going through this time.
Yeah, I have no desire to even, like, worry about that team right now. Like, they don't enter my stratosphere. They're not a winning team. They don't have a winning culture. I just have no desire to even, like, put any effort or energy into worrying about the Philadelphia Flyers until some sort of semblance of change is displayed. And, like, the fact that John Tortorella, who, by the way, how the fuck does he have a job in 2023?
I don't know. I honestly thought he went to do TV stuff.
Like,
I feel like
that guy had one successful season in his NHL career. You're gonna hate this for one aspect of it, but John Tortorella is the Joe Girardi and Doc Rivers of the NHL.
I mean, for you guys,
banking off the success of one championship and front offices and, like, the old crotchety curmudgeon fans thinking that this guy is the greatest thing to ever touch the sport.
And he's just not. It's not. That's just tough. That's just I get that. I don't understand why he doesn't. He still is. I didn't even know he was the coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not know he was the coach.
Don't get how he's a coach. Don't get how Chuck Fletcher is a GM. And when we had our very first State of the Union of the Flyers with Matt's brother Will on the pod years ago, he said Chuck Fletcher was going to ruin this team. That's what he did to the Minnesota Wild, and that's exactly what he's done to the Philadelphia Flyers. He stinks. He's a not competent GM, and the day that he's gone will be a day of reckoning. The receipts will be had, and
Day of celebration.
It will be a great day in Philadelphia the day Chuck Fletcher's fired.
Can't wait for that day.
I just saw this news roll across my screen, and I want to gouge my eyeballs out, Patty Pitts.
Oh no!
Because I mean, it would make for unreal content. One of your former coaches in the NFL is rumored to have a shot at joining the Eagles coaching staff.
I saw this. Oh my God! Do it! Do it! Do it! I don't want him. Take him. We don't want him. Just take him. Just take him because I don't want that.
It's brought to you by our friends at Tomahawk Shades because I need to put my sunglasses on reading this news.
Yeah, you need to go full Stevie Wonder when you're looking at these news.
Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. You guys can go to tomahawkshades.com, get your sunglasses, your blue light glasses,
or blue light glasses. Look at that.
Everything
dude.
in between.
What's
protect your eyeballs from just horrific news that may come across your timeline, or just the harsh blue light rays that come out of every screen you're staring at. And use code USP for 25% off at checkout at tomahawkshades.com. That's code USP at tomahawkshades.com for 25% off your order at checkout. Matt Patricia is allegedly in the running for the linebackers coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. And how funny would it be if he's back in the same defensive meeting room as Darius Slay?
Okay, Kyle. I didn't even think of that. I just went service level, but I don't think Darius Slay is gonna take too kindly to that. So I for chaos sake, yes, Matt Patricia in the Eagles coaching room would be hilarious. However, as a Philly stand here, and we want the Philly sports success to be at an all-time high, this is a move that doesn't get you there. Okay. I don't like this. I don't like how Matt Patricia just keeps weaseling his way around the NFL, getting these jobs. I mean, for God's sake, just send him to Las Vegas. Just like have him and Josh McDaniels just figure out whatever.
Jeffrey Howie, did you not see how many points the Eagles offense in 2017 put up against Matt Patricia's defense?
Lot. They put up more than the Patriots. That's why you have a Lombardi in your trophy case. Okay. I don't like this move, Kyle, because now that you said Darius Slay, the Lion fan in me remembers what led Darius Slay to leave, and it was because of Matt fucking Patricia. So don't like any of that. Don't like any of it.
Oh,
that's tough.
It's tough, and it's also tough because Denard Wilson, who Darius Slay has openly advocated for and enjoyed, he and the Eagles are parting ways after they hired Desai from the Seattle Seahawks. I don't like it, Pitts. I don't like it.
Yeah, dude, I don't like any of this news going on because of Matt Patricia. I want Matt Patricia to go to like Vegas or like Cleveland, somewhere where he can just
the Giants.
The Giants would be a fantastic.
The Cowboys.
He would fit so well in the Cowboys organization.
Can we talk about the Cowboys real quick too?
I would love to. Yeah, sure.
Did you see that quote from Mike McCarthy this week?
Potentially.
He wanted to run the ball more, to give his defense a rest, and Kellen Moore wanted to score more points.
Yeah, dude. The Cowboys are just a slow fire that is just sitting and roasting. And then it's Jerry Jones coming in with the we gotta do that, and it's just that's where the shit just goes, and it's just.
And you know what's even funnier? Who's gone this offseason and went to the Chargers? Kellen Moore.
Moore.
Who's still with the Cowboys and wants to run the ball, just give his
Mike
defense a rest? Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Oh,
Mike McCarthy, the fact that he still has a job is incredible. I
so
can't believe
funny.
Sean Payton. Their plan of getting Sean Payton backfired so bad, and I couldn't be happier. That they're just. What if the Cowboys? I know it's not going to happen because the Commanders are still a team, but imagine if the Cowboys came in last in the division.
Be great.
Like I just
Great.
what if that happened?
Be great.
Let's throw that in the
always-
universe.
I always pray for an outcome end of season wise like 2017, but a end of regular season outcome like 2004, where the Eagles went 13-3 and the rest of the division went 6-10.
Yes, that's what you want. That's what you want.
But then
The Cowboys
now
need to be-
now with like social media and everything, I wouldn't want to hear the people say, "Oh, the NFC least, they're terrible."
Yeah, you're
blah,
gonna
blah,
get
blah,
your
blah, blah.
division
Shut the
torn through
fuck
the
up.
mud.
Look at the NFC South and then come talk to me.
that, yeah, or the AFC South.
Yeah, but at least they have the Jaguars.
Yeah, but even
They're on the rise. Think of
the other
the
three
Cats.
teams are just dumpster fires.
Yeah, they're terrible. But Mike McCarthy, man, what an idiot.
What a buffoon. Honestly, there's just
Such
so
a
many problems in
doofus.
Dallas. Just
I
why are
love
you
it.
saying this? It boggles my mind why certain coaches, players say things during the offseason that are gonna just get fired back in your face.
Yeah.
I just don't like you're only putting yourself in a worse position that come week 2 or 3, it's something's gonna happen that gets your quote plastered all through social media and everyone's eyes reviewing it. That's just how it happens.
I just love it. I love it.
It is great. It is great.
It's going to be an interesting next week or so. That's when NFL free agency begins. So we'll be all on top of that. A lot of moves the Eagles got to make. Give CJ Gardner-Johnson a lifetime contract. Give BG a contract extension. Oh, last thing. Did you see any of the clips from Travis Kelce on SNL?
I saw his monologue. I thought it was very good. And
Very
then
good
saw Mr. Jason Kelce got
Jason Kelce made a cameo. It was great. They were fantastic.
Travis Kelce's really coming around. He's really coming around on me. I don't like it, Kyle.
Can you name... Travis Kelce is the 5th NFL player to host SNL. Can you name the other 4?
Tom Brady,
Correct.
Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, and Rodgers?
No.
JJ Watt?
Yes.
Fucking look at me.
Did you see...
We got Pitts in the entertainment. We got Pitts in sports. That's how it happens.
I thought the one part of his monologue was very funny where he said he was bad in school and then he got kicked off the team for smoking weed. And he said, look at that. Goes to show you that if you're bad at school and you smoke a little weed, you can win 2 Super Bowls too.
That was good. I did like that.
And then the catching Kelce bit that he did in his monologue.
Oh,
His reality show. He was like, I'm pretty sure that show was owned by NBC Universal, so it should be on Peacock, but they said, nah, we don't want that.
The clips, I liked how he brought in the clips too. With I say a lot of powerful words. More. Oh, it was great. He really did a good job. I was very impressed.
He crushed. I think that's all I got for you guys. We'll be back on Wednesday with Survivor. Wild premiere episode. I think the over for the medical team showing up in episodes already through the roof. We had one of the most ridiculous outcomes at Tribal Council. Matt and I will be recapping all of that on Wednesday's show, along with anything that pops up with the Phils, the Birds, the Sixers, the Union, and anything else in between. But make sure you guys follow us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI. Follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and at Pitsy35 on Instagram. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It does help the show continue to grow. Helps more people find us, all that good stuff. Gets us on the charts. Leave a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's where you get full video episodes of every podcast on our network. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, that includes our new F1 podcast, F1 Underground. Check that out for sure. We're currently at 401 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're on that road to 500. Still on that road to 1,000. So go subscribe. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Big thank you to our sponsors who make this show happen. Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland. And, of course, our amazing merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Go to phiapparel.co. Use code Underground for 10% off any and all merch. But this has been episode number 513 of Underground Sports Philadelphia for Pitts. I'm KB. Until next time, we're getting the heck up out of here, and we are signing off. Peace.